And we're also doing something this morning, and it's morning for me anyway, that is called a hand massage. So if you happen to have some oil handy, like some coconut oil or maybe some a little bit of olive oil or almond oil or any kind of nice oil like that, you don't need much. You don't need much. And we're going to do a technique after Shrimataji's talk, which is called the hand massage. So I think last week you had head massage, and this week we're going to do hand massage. If you happen to have any oil handy, that would be great. If you don't, it's fine. We can do without it. No problem. So for those of you who haven't met me before, my name is Christine, and I am coming to you from the New England area of United States in Massachusetts, in Boston, Massachusetts. And it's very cloudy today and kind of chilly, but it's still a beautiful time of year because all the flowers are blooming, all the trees, all the flowering trees are showing their blooms. So I'm very, really enjoying that myself. I love that time of year. A lot of daffodils also. We've been bringing daffodils inside. So my experience of Sahaja Yoga started in 1981 when I met Shrimataji here in Boston. And she came to Boston, very kindly came to Boston when on her way to a trip she was taking to New York City. She traveled up here for a, a one program, which she had not originally planned in her itinerary. So it was very nice for us to have her come for one evening, and we had a public program here with about 45 seekers, which is great because so far Sahaja Yoga was sort of unknown in Boston. So we really had an opportunity to introduce Sahaja Yoga to quite a few seekers. And then the next day, and it so happened that she was staying in my apartment. I was lucky enough to have her. It was a very, very small apartment, very, very humble location. But Shrimataji was so gracious about everything. It was up on the third floor. We had to climb the stairs. The room was very, very small. There was no kitchen there. She was so gracious and so appreciative of everything, all the preparations that we had made. And I remember that particularly, that she was so friendly and so, um, so she was herself welcoming. I could say we were welcoming, but she was also welcoming to everybody who happened to be with her at that time. And she had a number of people joining from the United Kingdom who had come with her on her travels. So it was very nice to meet all those Sahaj yogis. And then the next day we had a follow-on program with quite a few people came to the experience the next morning, where she worked on people and talked about her plans for Sahaja Yoga in the United States. So it was a very special experience for me, and I remember it very, very well. Almost more than, even though it was a long time ago, I remember it more than and later programs and later experiences because for me, it was very formative experience. So that's a little bit about me. Again, this is a good time to prepare your foot soak and also to ask any questions about anything you've seen or heard before this time. And I'm going to step out for just one moment quickly and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to make sure the door was closed because otherwise my dog comes and visits me, which I don't know if we need the dog in the program today. So just a couple more minutes before we start in earnest here. It looks like everyone who's going to join has joined. But nice to see everybody here. I guess we can go ahead and start at this point. So we have a great topic today. We've been talking about the Sahasrara Chakra in the last couple of sessions because we have a special occasion coming up on May 5th, which was around the date that Shimataji herself, through her meditation, was able to open this center on a global, or you could say a universal level, which made self-realization possible and gave us the possibility to experience our self-realization and have the Kundalini awakening. So she was a witness to this experience. So it's very pivotal and very significant date that we celebrate on May 5th. Every year we take the opportunity to really recognize and celebrate what a significant occurrence this was. So the topic today we're talking about is collective consciousness, which is one of the qualities of the Sahasrara Chakra that we experience and that we're given this ability. So what is collective consciousness? So we've talked a lot about feeling vibrations on our own hands to decode and to determine what our problems or what chakras need more attention or more nourishment within us. But we may not be aware that we can also check vibrations on another person and feel what their chakras are doing and feel what problems they may have that we can address and assist with the cleansing process. So if you, for example, and we don't really have the opportunity to do this exactly, but if the person is sitting in meditation, if you stand behind them, you can do the same movements we do of raising their kundalini. You can bring down the left and right hand sides to lessen the influence of the sympathetic nervous system. You can check and see what are the different chakras that might be catching. And you can give a bandhan the way we give a bandhan to ourselves. You can actually give a bandhan on the other person and help them. So this quality of collective consciousness is actually one of the most amazing sides to our self-realization, that we can help another person. And that we can also, another way that we can help another person is by giving them a bandhan on our hands. I don't know if you've had this explained to you before, but say I have someone who is having some health problems and I want to give them some positive energy. Then what I can do is just write their names on my hand and then give it this circular motion on the bandhan to give them the bandhan and give them a positive energy, to give them vibrations to help them overcome their illness or whatever difficulty they may be going through. And if we do this collectively, again, we say collective means that we do it together as part of our Sahaj community. If we do this, like maybe it's 10 or 15 of us get together and give vibrations to a particular person who may be having difficulties, then it's even more powerful. So that's the collective action working on a particular problem. The other thing you can do is take some kind of global problem that you want to have resolved, and you can write that on your hand. And what we'll do is after the talk, after our Footsoak, after Shimataji's talk, we can try to do this. Together we can find something which is a problem in the world that we would like to have resolved, and we can give vibrations that this problem should be resolved or should be cleared, should be rectified. So, and the other thing we'll be working on is our own vibratory awareness on our hands, which we can facilitate that by using a technique called a hand massage. So we'll do that after the talk as well. So I think we can, at this point, we can get started with our foot soak. We can get ready to go. And yeah, if you want to put up the diagram of the Sahasrara Chakra, we can have another look at that. Right at the crown of the head. It also has each and every chakra is actually represented in the Sahasrara, as you can see from the diagram, which is also kind of amazing. It sort of ties in with the fact that the brain is the control center for us physically, for all the different parts of our body physically. So it stands to reason that on the vibrational level, we also have different control centers for the different chakras going all across all our different positions in the head, including all the way to the back of our head. So I think it's nice to see that and recognize that. That's significance of the Sahasrara Chakra as having these positions of the different chakras, which results in the integration that we talk about, the integration of the left and right hand side, the integration of all the chakras, which occurs at Sahasrara. So, okay, I think we can go for the foot soak now. Hopefully everyone has everything prepared. To begin with, we'll have the raising of the Kundalini that you've been taught before. And then put the bandhan around yourself. Then we're going to give again the bandhan, so we're calling it a bandhan again, where we give vibrations to the water that we're going to use for our foot soak. You can use this circular movement towards your water to give it the vibrations, to give it the positive energy. And inside we can say, please may this foot soak water become vibrated and activated to be effective in cleansing my subtle system, cleansing and balancing my subtle system, the chakras and the nadis, the channels. And then we can go ahead and put our feet into the foot soak. And let's start the foot soak meditation by taking a few deep breaths to help us to settle down. And we're bringing our attention inside in a gentle way onto our central channel. So we're centering our attention. So since this is a cleansing technique, we're going to use all the elements with the water and the salt. We're using obviously the water and the earth element, but we're also going to use the other elements for cleansing and balancing our system. I'm sure you're familiar with this process and with this technique. So we're going to leave the left hand open on our lap and put our right hand towards the Mother Earth. And we can inside say, Mother Earth, please absorb and remove anything getting in the way of my well-being, of this left side channel of my emotions and my past, my habits and conditionings. Please cleanse and balance my left side channel. And then we can bring our right hand back onto our lap and bring our left hand bending at the elbow and pointing our fingers towards the sky with our palm facing backwards. So we're using the air element and the ether element, sort of like forming a chimney, to remove any heat or imbalances from the right side. And inwardly we can say, Mother Kundalini, please cleanse and balance my right side channel. Please may any heat or stress or tension built up from my daily activities and the right side channel, please may that be absorbed and removed into the air element. Please cleanse and balance this right side channel. Then we can bring our left hand back down onto our lap. And now that we've put attention on the left side and the right side, let's again bring our attention onto our central channel. And we can address the Kundalini energy and say, Mother Kundalini, please be fully awakened within me. Please rise through my central channel, cleansing and healing all these chakras, and bring my attention into Sahasrara. And we can bring our hands and put it on our Sahasrara Chakra, the center of the palm. Put that on the Sahasrara Chakra, which is right on the fontanelle bone area. And we're going to give it a massage in a clockwise direction, putting a little pressure. All the time we're bringing our attention to that point above our heads. And then raise our right hand above our head. Feel for the flow of energy above our heads. A cool breeze or possibly a warm breeze flow above our heads. And then let's do the same thing with our left hand and see what we feel above our heads. And then we can bring our left hand back down onto our laps, keeping our hands open on our laps. See if we're feeling vibrations flowing in our hands. As may have been mentioned before, the photograph of Sri Mataji emits a positive energy. This is also part of the collective consciousness, that we can feel the energy of another person. And Sri Mataji's photograph has powerful vibrations and very pure vibrations emitting from it. So if you gaze in a very relaxed way at the photograph of Sri Mataji, you may feel this. And it will help you to go thoughtless, is what I've found. You can also gaze at the red dot on Sri Mataji's forehead, which is the location of the Agya chakra, the sixth chakra. Can also help you to go thoughtless. So we can go ahead and open our eyes if they're not already open and finish our foot soak. You rinse our feet off with water and dry them a little bit with some paper towel or whatever you have handy. So we're going to take a short break, a 3-minute break, so that we can have the opportunity to do that. If it's not for some reason a good time for you to do that, then you can just put the foot soak aside and take care of it later. So we will reconvene in about 3 minutes or so. So welcome back, everyone. And now we're going to listen to the lecture of Shrimataji, where she talks about collective consciousness very clearly. And after that, we will continue our meditation.
So late. It happens, and whatever happens, one has to accept. That's how the divine works. Everything has some reasons. Now, Dev has been able to explain to you what centers we have within ourselves. And he has told you what is the mechanism within ourselves. It is all built within us during the different periods of our evolution. Every center is built like that. Now, all this is built like a pathway. By left and right, you create the central path of your ascent. And when this pure energy of your desire ascends, is awakened, then it pierces through the last center, what we call as Sahasrara, meaning the 1,000-petaled center, which is the brain, we can say, or part of the brain, which covers the limbic area. The spirit is the reflection of God Almighty, and it resides in our heart. When the Kundalini touches the Sahasrara, the seat of the spirit, which is reflected in the heart, gets enlightened. That doesn't mean the spirit gets enlightened, but the attention is like a sari, which is pushed in like this. When it touches, it pierces through, and the spirit in the heart, which has the seat here, starts entering into our central nervous system. So the first feeling you get is a cool breeze on top of your head. That's the first feeling. Second feeling you get is all-pervading power, because now you have entered into the subtle area of your awareness. Human awareness is gross first, but when you touch the spirit, you become thoughtlessly aware, but there is no thought. The grossness goes away because thoughts disappear. And you become subtle. This subtleness gives you certain powers. The first power that you get is that you become, your awareness becomes collectively conscious. That you can feel another person on your fingertips. That means you become absolutely aware. Like I went today to Mexico, and I could feel the whole country. I knew about it before, but my attention was not so deeply there. I could feel the whole country has a very bad left side problem. And the left side problem is affecting even this area. And the left side problem, you can feel it very clearly, that your left side becomes heavy and you feel the heat in all your centers. So you start feeling the atmosphere, the country, the people, an individual, and yourself. So you know the problem of a particular place. I mean, you may not feel that much in the beginning. You may just feel yourself to begin with. Then you start feeling others. So thus the awareness grows more and more. In the central nervous system you start feeling the problems of other people, your own problems. But it is not that you feel them as something which is painful or troublesome, but you feel them as little heat or sometimes little pain, very little, as if you are recording it like a barometer. And when that happens, you want to get rid of it, as if they are your own problem. And if you know how to get rid of it, you can do it. That's what I was doing. And that's how I'm late. Something on the collective. If you are working on something, you want to finish the job. And then you want to attend to another. Don't want to leave something half done. For human beings, it is difficult in the beginning, because from human awareness you are rising to superhumanness, or you can call it to super awareness, into a subtler awareness. So first the awareness is gross, and then your awareness becomes subtler. But with that, you do not feel in any way uncomfortable or upset, because you become extremely powerful, such power of compassion that you don't feel anything, no pain, no problems. The illusions disappear completely. There's no more illusion in the mind. Like people say that when you face something, you are filled with greed or lust. But when your eyes become pure, there is no greed or lust. But what happens? That you start feeling the oneness with another thing, whatever it is, in a way that it is joy-giving. Like you see someone, an attractive person, there is no sensation of baser feelings for that person. But the sensation just disappears, and you start feeling the joy of the creation of that person or the thing. Like in Mexico, people have made so many things with hand. If you watch them, you might think how much it will cost, what will be the price, who has made it. But if there is no thought, then you see something which looks very joyous, because you can feel the vibrations. And you know somebody has made it who might have been a realized soul, who might have been a very great devotee of God, might have been a person who must have thought that this is your creation, O God. Such a person might have made with that feeling which is to be gratified, and you feel that we should take it. The matter has only one capacity, that it gives joy in giving to others, so that you can express your happiness into it. So you become very subtly aware of the matter, that you start understanding the matter, what it means and what is the use of a particular thing. In the same way, when you meet people, new people, absolutely never known, you know what are their needs, what problems they have, on a wider scale, on a collective scale, and also you know one simple thing, that there are people in Mexico who are seeking God, who are to be helped, who are to be given something that they want. They may not be so much aware of it, but we become aware of them. And a kind of a rapport of a very subtle type is established. And you get attracted towards other people, not through any lust or greed or any purpose, but in oneness with the joy that they have within themselves. The joy of the Spirit. You look at them and you feel this person is such a wonderful person. How do you know? You start feeling the cool vibrations in your hand from that person. And you just enjoy that person for that person's sake, not for anything, whether poor, rich, good looking, bad looking, doesn't matter. You approach the spirit of another person because you have become the spirit. People talk of big things, of organizing peace missions, this mission, that mission, to create a better relationship. All relationships which are at a gross level create problems, because there is some sort of a lurking selfishness behind it. But once it becomes a spiritual relationship, you just enjoy the other person without getting into any discussion about what is your gain, what is you are going to achieve through going nearer to that personality. Thus you become the receiver of the joy, like a lake which is rippleless, which is absolutely quiet and looks like a mirror. It reflects all that is created round it completely and emits complete joy of the creation. In the same way, the heart, which is filled with the light of the Spirit, reflects the complete joy of the creation of another person. Whatever it has in a subtle way, you enjoy it.
So let's just take a moment So let's go ahead and try the hand massage technique. We'll stay in a meditative mood. And if you have some oil handy, we can use that for this technique. And what we're going to do is we're going to massage all the different chakras. And what we'll do is actually put our attention on the different chakras while we're massaging that part of the hand that relates to that chakra. And when we move when we massage, for example, massaging the fingers, what we do is we push outward. So we're pushing any negativities or blockages out of the chakra. And we'll go one by one through all the different positions on the hand. So take a little bit of oil, just a little bit, and we're going to put oil on the base of our hands and put our hands together on that point, right on that point, and give a little bit of a massage. And while we do that, we can say, Mother Kundalini, please cleanse and nourish my Muladhara chakra, the first chakra at the base of the spine. Mother Kundalini, please cleanse and nourish my Muladhara chakra. And you want to move in a clockwise direction. The right hand over the left you can do. You can also take your thumb and massage first the left side, and then the right side. And then you can take just a little bit more oil, and we're going to move to the second chakra, the Sahasrara Chakra, which is represented on the thumb. And start first with the left hand. And while we massage, we can say inwardly, Mother Kundalini, please cleanse and nourish my Sahasrara Chakra, a second chakra that is at the lower portion of the abdomen, below the waist. We can move first on the outward on the left side, and then do the same thing on the right side. And then we're going to put attention on our Nabhi chakra, and take a little more oil if you need it. Nabhi chakra is at the waist, at the navel, and is represented on our middle finger. So we can put some oil on the middle finger and massage first the left side, while we say inside, Mother Kundalini, please cleanse and nourish my left Nabhi. And then on the right side, please cleanse and nourish the right side of the Nabhi. And now we're going to put attention on the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra, which is represented by the pinky finger. And let's massage first the left side. And then the right side. And then you can move them both together and inwardly say, Mother Kundalini, Mother Kundalini, please cleanse and nourish my heart chakra in the center of my chest. And then we're going to move to the fifth chakra, which is represented by the index finger, which is the Vishuddhi chakra at the base of our throat. First left side, then right side. And then you can move them both together and say inwardly, Mother Kundalini, please cleanse and nourish my Vishuddhi chakra. And then we can take a little more oil and we're going to put attention on the Agnya chakra in the middle of the forehead, which is represented by the ring finger. Left side of the Agnya chakra, sixth center. And then the right side. And now we're going to massage the Sahasrara Chakra, which is right in the center of the palm. Again, you can first do the left side. And the right side. And then maybe push them together and say, Mother Kundalini, please cleanse and nourish and enlighten my Sahasrara Chakra. And then you can massage any excess oil, you can massage into your hands, or you can wipe off with a towel, with a paper towel. But this is very, very good for your hands and for your skin. And then let's open our hands and see what our vibrations feel like. So hopefully you felt some benefit from this technique, which is a very useful method of cleansing our system and is also really good for our sensitivity to vibrations on our hands. The hands are governed by the Vishuddhi chakra, as you may know, all the shoulders, hands, all the way down to our fingertips. And if we give some attention and some love to our hands, which work very hard normally, it's very helpful for your vibrations. So now let's together, we're going to give a bandhan collectively that I was talking about before on our hands. So we can take something that we can all agree on. There's something positive that we would like to encourage would be that all the seekers of this world attain their enlightenment, attain their self-realization. And then just use your hand, your right hand, to bandhan, put a circular motion around those words. Into this topic. And then let's take a few minutes to again meditate with our attention in Sahasrara, a silent meditation to enjoy the vibrations. So let's go ahead and finish our meditation session by raising our Kundalini and putting the bandhan. And thank you, everybody, very much for joining today. And of course, thank you to Shimataji for all her gifts and all her blessings.
Thank you,
Anyone?
Christine.
You're welcome, Mati.
It was
Thank you for being here. Yeah.
awesome, awesome meditation. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, everyone. God bless.
Great to see everyone here. And if you have any questions about bandhan or hand massage or anything,
Just wanted, excuse me, I just want, let me start over. Just wanted to say thank you for telling us about Sri Mataji coming and staying with you.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm still feeling giddy from it. It's what a personality to come and stay in your apartment with such
I know.
vibrations. Oh my God.
I know. We were very, very lucky. We were very lucky. That's early times.
So I was feeling like giddy and I couldn't calm down. And then I put my attention on my back agnya and um Muladhara, back
Hmm.
Muladhara with the Swadhisthana around it, and boom, I was dropped into meditation, and it was wonderful. That was a great discovery. How that grounded me so much to drop into the back of the head. Wow. So
Wow.
I've known about pitas for quite a while, but I haven't really worked with him. So it was very inspiring. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for those words. It's nice to hear that.
I have a quick question, Christine.
Sure.
When you're massaging, because I haven't done the oil very much, even just a couple of times. When you're massaging, say, one left chakra, should you use the corresponding finger on that finger, or do you use your thumb? What do you
You
use?
can, yeah, you can do either one. I mean, I do a little bit of both. I definitely use my thumb for massaging, because it just seems to make sense. It seems natural. But I also kind of do the ch two chakras together. So I do a little bit of both is the answer to your question. Um, you know, it's a fluid. You can do whatever feels good on your hands when you're putting attention on the different chakras. Whatever makes sense to you is fine.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Yep, sure.
Thank you so much, Christine and Rahul, for this beautiful meditation session. This was very timely for me because this is exactly what I really wanted to learn
Oh,
was how
nice.
Or yeah, so this is very timely. So thank you both. Really appreciate this.
You're welcome, Della. Thank you for being here today. Looks like maybe somebody raised their hand.
Yeah, I did. I want to respond to Matty for a question. What is the best and how to do it? Massage it this way. There are several ways, as you said, and nothing is wrong. But I really can encourage just observe yourself. How does it feel? Try it this way, try the other way, and how does it feel? Because the observation brings you so much out of your thinking process, and just without judging it, just see, oh, this. I usually massage the left finger just by screwing and pushing, but of course you can just rub your, for example, your index finger on each side, and you put focus on the throat in the same way, and you can combine it all. But just figure it out what is working for you. So because maybe if you combine too much, maybe it's too much for you, and you just achieve nothing. Uh, and maybe it's just a simple massage, just gently rubbing. So this is, I just want to encourage combining the attention, the awareness, and getting out and feel and observe how does it feel. Do I feel anything? Does this other way feel different or not? Don't judge, just observe. That's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much. That helps. I think I will stick with my thumb. That feels normal, and
Yeah,
yes, the just observation and no thinking helps a
yeah,
lot. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
yeah. So I
Hi.
guess, yeah,
I just wanted to say a quick good morning to Chris. Chris, nice to see you here in a different setting.
You're welcome, Alessandra. Very nice to see you here. Yeah, I know I'm not. I'm usually at the same time. There's another meditation which I usually join, but so I hopped in today. I felt more like attracted today here. Thank you, Alessandra, for being here, and everybody else who I know. Thank you all.
Nice
Yeah.
to see you in a different setting of receiving. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful Sunday.
thank you, Alessandra. Thank you for your words.
I want to say hi to Chris too. We're old friends.
Yeah, happy
Oh,
to see you
nice.
all.
And I want to just kind of build on what Chris said. The more I kind of experiment and observe what I'm doing in all of my meditation and don't always follow what the leader's doing,
Hmm.
it's been amazing. Like they'll be moving up the chakras, and oh, I need to stay in the nabi is what my feeling. So I stay in the nabi, and I've been, I don't know, amazing things happen. I won't go into it. It's subtle, but it's this is a basic framework, but I think it's really endless what one can discover and uh, you know,
Hmm.
appreciate and learn and help themselves.
Yeah, you can feel inside while you're doing it. I think the vibrations will guide you to what is, most effective at that particular moment, as Chris was saying. Okay, I guess we'll close today's session. And again, thank you all for being here. It was lovely, lovely vibrations for me, I can tell you. From the very beginning, I felt very strong vibrations. So, and that's because we're all together collectively, putting all our attention into the meditation and into the topics of today. So, thank you all and enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks, Ashrit.
Thank you.
Someone was asking I realized there's some questions in the chat. So let me just see here. How to maintain the energy level after vibrations, after meditation. That's always a question, isn't it? The more you can stay in meditation, the better. I think the best thing that I can suggest is to watch your attention. Just try to be the witness of whatever happens to be going on in your day and keep in that position of being an observer. So that's what I would suggest. Of course, we all, get pulled out of that state by this or that, but it would just try to always return to that state. And then that will keep your energy, flowing. But this is why we meditate every day, to give ourselves a special opportunity to kind of recharge our vibrations and our energy. So I hope that's helpful to Devang, if you're still here.
Christine, I'd like to ask as well, whenever we're working on someone else, is this done exactly the same way that we did today?
Yes, it is. So one thing that you want to do is first raise your own Kundalini and put a band on. It's very helpful to do that because you do want to keep a little bit of distance between yourself and the other person. You'll be more comfortable that way. And then you raise the Kundalini and put a band on to the other person. So if you're working in person, I'm sort of talking about when you're working on someone in person, that you can do that. And you can, it's just a way of, you don't really want to absorb the other person's catches or whatever they might be. So this is a way of protecting yourself that we call the bandhana protection. So this is a way of putting that protection on yourself and also putting the protection on the other person. Does that make sense?
It does, and thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it.
Sure thing. Okay, everybody, have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever may be left of it, depending on your location. So I know we have at least one person who is joining us from China, so probably time for bed for that person. Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.